I do not like children. And I'm a mom. Oops. How did that happen?
It's here. Peloton's best offer of the season. Get up to $300 off accessories when you purchase a Peloton tread. Choose from accessories like a heart rate monitor, non-slip grip dumbbells, yoga blocks, and more. If you've been looking for a sign to join Peloton, this offer gives you everything you need to get going. Hurry! Peloton's best offer of the season is here, but not for long. Visit onepeloton.com to learn more. All access membership separate. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. See additional terms at onepeloton.com.
Get early access to Macy's Black Friday specials on gifts they'll love at prices you will too. Now while supplies last. Like 65% off dazzling Effie fine jewelry, 60 to 65% off coats and jackets for the entire family, and 60% off holiday decor, hosting essentials, and so much more. Plus download the free app for more Black Friday deals at Macy's. Savings off sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
Welcome to the Secret Life Podcast. Tell me your secret. I'll tell you mine. Sometimes you have to go through the darkness to reach the light. That's what I did. After 12 years of recovery in sex and love addiction, I finally found my soulmate, myself. Please join me in my novel, Secret Life of a Hollywood Sex and Love Addict, a 4-time bestseller on Amazon. It's a brutal, honest, raw, gnarly ride, but hilarious at the same time. Check it out now on Amazon. Welcome to Secret Life Podcast. I'm Breanne Davis-Gant. Today I'm pulling back the curtains of all kinds of human secrets. Hear about what people are hiding from themselves or others. You know those deep, dark secrets you probably want to take to your grave? Or those lighter, funnier secrets that are just plain embarrassing? Really, the how, what, when, where, and why of it all. My guest today, and I'm so grateful she is on, her name is Mandy. And Mandy, my question for you is, dun, 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 what is your secret?
Well, thank you, Breanne. I have many, but today my secret is going to be that I do not like children, and I'm a mom.
Oh.
Oops.
Okay.
How did that happen?
Oh my God. Whoops. Yeah. How did that happen? I mean, that is a secret that I am so grateful somebody said, because I just became a mom and sometimes I hate it.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like people talk about it. So how have you always hated children, and what made you decide to have a child?
Right. Okay. So yes, I have never liked kids. Even when I was a kid, people called me an old soul. A lot of it is mother-father wounds. And so even I remember in elementary school, just not understanding recess, not understanding the games, just the loudness, the aggressiveness, the meanness, or how I interpreted it, I guess. It kids felt mean and chaotic and scary to me. So I've always, it's fear-based. But coincidentally, there was that. And then the other thing is I've always been fascinated with pregnancy and childbirth. So I remember being in 6th grade and going to the mall with a pillow under my shirt, pretending I was pregnant.
Are you kidding? Oh my God. I thought you were going to say, how women stuff their bras with toilet paper, but you put in a pillow?
Yes. And I went to Sbarro and I was doing the whole, hold your lower back as you lower yourself into the seat to have my pizza. And I'd walk to get my soft drink. And I'm oh yes. So much baby in here. And I'm sure people were horrified because I was not even in junior high, but I loved the idea of it. And so then when I fell in love and got married, I was well, of course I want to have a baby. But literally, I remember being 7.5 months pregnant, and I was in a meeting and it hit me that, holy shit, this kid's going to come out of me and I'm going to have to raise it. And I was I don't want to do that. I don't even like children. I do like babies, but it's so anyways, I knew this about myself. And what people would tell me was, it's different when it's yours. And I'm here to say, for me, It's not. So all the scary, horrible things I thought, all the things I thought I didn't like, about kids, I still don't. And yeah, so I live with that dichotomy as a mom.
Okay, let's go back. When did you become obsessed with being pregnant? Did you love being pregnant? Did you what is that obsession of that and not the actual child in your stomach?
Oh, that's good. I think it was more, honestly, it was selfish. It was like, I want to have this experience. I want to see what it feels like to have a living being inside of you. Like the whole thing just seemed super beautiful and amazing. And as a woman, that was like sort of the thing I was most excited to do. Yeah. And even the childbirth part, it scared me, but I was also fascinated and I really wanted to do it. I wanted to know what it was going to be like.
Oh no. Were you one of those people that like had the child naturally?
Yes, I had him at home.
Oh my God.
But honestly, it's not because I'm brave. It was because I did not want to deal with health insurance and like bills. I fucking hate getting, I'm sorry, are we allowed to swear?
Yeah, you can totally swear on my show.
I hate getting those EOBs where it's like, your bill might be $20,000 or it might be $20. Like it makes me have like flames on the side of my face, rage. And that's another podcast. But honestly, that was like the main reason why I had a home birth. I mean, there was other things. I mean, the other part was I was like, I couldn't picture myself being relaxed enough for my body to literally open up and have another human pass through it in the hospital setting with like fluorescent lights. And I don't know who's going to come in and out and then shift change and all that. So yeah.
Oh my God. That to me, see, I loved being pregnant. I was one of those annoying women that glowed.
Oh, I love it.
Everybody's like, you're so beautiful, pregnant. Yeah. And then when it was getting to that last month, it kicked in for me. It was like, we were thinking, oh my God, we're going to have to teach this kid math. Like we're going to have to talk to the other parents at whatever sport he plays.
Yes.
And I've been praying my son is like one of those kids that sits in a corner and reads a book or likes to draw. And I am telling you, he is not. Like he is running. He loves balls. He loves footballs, which I hate football.
Yep.
So I am so glad this is your secret because I have moments that like, I feel guilty saying to other moms,
No, I feel the exact same way. I was prepared to have the kid that was going to be like nerdy in the corner reading a book and like had a lot of anxiety and like explosive diarrhea. Like that's what I pictured. And instead I got this alpha, aggressive, like hitter, just all the things that I was terrified of. The universe was like, that's great, honey. Here you go. And I get that it's perfect because now I'll just say my son is 9. So I get it. I get all the things I was supposed to learn and I've learned so much and it's beautiful. And but I am uncomfortable a lot of the time being a mother.
Like, what do you think the main things you're uncomfortable with, especially having like a 9-year-old? Like, I remember when I just had Davis and I didn't even know you and our husbands were friends and they're like, call Mandy. And I was like, I don't know you, but I'm struggling.
Yes. I know that new mom time. It's like, that's the most vulnerable, I think because
you don't know what you're doing.
No, you don't know what you're doing. You feel so lost. And it's like, it's the biggest thing that's ever happened. And you can't prepare yourself and nobody can prepare you. And everyone's experience is different. So it's a really hard time. It's a really hard time. I would say mine is very similar to yours. It's the parents, it's the other. And again, it's like all this shit is selfish. So my thing is I don't want to be judged and I don't want my kid to be judged. And so when my kid, and because I have a kid that, and bless his heart, like he's an extrovert and he acts out. Like I always was an introvert and I did everything internally. So like I never yelled at anyone or hit anyone, but I'd go in the closet and like beat my head with a hairbrush, whereas my kid's like, I'm here, I'm pissed off and everybody's going to know about it. And I really don't care what your feelings are about it. Like that's your problem, not mine, which honestly is healthier. Like that's the healthier option.
Yes.
But my my dis-ease is sort of tangled up in that. So honestly, like the scariest part for me is that it's the parents, it's the other, it's what are they thinking? Do they like him? Do they not? Like right now we have a next door neighbor. My son is an only child. And so he's had this one neighbor that was like, you know what, I'm going to let them play, because we would see them every day. We had like an open door policy. And so that's been his sort of one friend in the quarantine. Well, he doesn't want to play. He doesn't want to play with Ian.
Oh my God, that breaks my heart.
It's so painful. And Ian will go over there and knock on the door, day after day. And it's like, yeah, he doesn't want to play. He still doesn't want to play. And it is like there's things about Ian that he just doesn't like. And it's not so much that like a big thing happened. It's just it's like a personality issue. Like my kid is like big and loud. And one thing that he does is he's kind of a pusher. Like if somebody doesn't want to play, he's like, well, how about this? Well, how about that? Well, how about I come back in 5 minutes, which makes me cringe. But I had a friend do a really cool reframe. And she said, Mandy, not only is it not your job to change your child, she said, you could actually take notes from him. She said, because look at his capacity for rejection. And she's like, and that's going to serve him so well. She's like, he's going to knock down doors. Like there's going to be a door he's going to want to open. He's going to knock on it and they're going to tell him to fuck off. And a day later, he's going to be like, me again, which is beautiful, but it's so challenging for me at the same time, right?
Because we have this thing where we want to rescue them and save them. And that actually hinders kids from developing those skills. And it seems like your son is already like past that. And it's like he came equipped with that because he knew it made you uncomfortable or something, like God gave it to him to be like,
totally.
Because I think our kids teach us something. I mean, for me, it literally takes every single thing, all your character defects, and just throws them in your face. And I think that's why I have such a hard time sometimes, because we have no control over our children.
None. And I think, and especially in our American culture, there's this fallacy that you're going to read a book or you're going to take a class and you're magically going to be able to control them. And it's like, you can't. And also, I think that there's a segment of the population that thinks if you're not controlling your child, you're doing it wrong.
I was one of those people. I would be on an airplane and I would be the person that's like, shut that kid up. Like in the head, I'd be like, like, and Mark was like, you're going to be that parent that has that kid.
It's really interesting. Do you read Glennon Doyle at all? Have you read any of her books? Okay. I think she's amazing. And she wrote 2 books, and Love Warrior, and the second one is Untamed, which I'm reading now. And she talks a lot about parenting and Untamed. And she talked about the generations, like, and I'm in my 40s and she's in her 40s as well. So she was like, so my grandparents' generation, the memo when you got your baby was, and I'm paraphrasing, here's your baby, speak to it. It'll speak to you when spoken to, like, just very like, done. Right. And she said, and then my parents' generation was like, here's your baby. Love it. Make sure you get together with your girlfriends at least once a week. Put your children outside and lock the door and tell them to come in when it's time for dinner. And that's sort of like how she was raised, which that's not exactly my story, but it was definitely like, there was love in my house, but there was not a lot of like checking in and checking up. And especially in my teenage years when I was doing everything. And I'm like, I know they knew. They were just more comfortable with sort of like being like, we don't see it.
We don't see it.
Peloton's best offer of the season is here. Get up to $300 off accessories when you purchase a Peloton bike, Bike Plus, or Tread. Choose from a variety of accessories like our cycling shoes, a heart rate monitor, non-slip grip dumbbells, and more. If you've been looking for a sign to join Peloton, this offer gives you everything you need to get going. This limited time offer ends November 28th. Visit onepeloton.com to learn more. All access membership separate. Offer starts November 14th and ends November 28th. Cannot be combined with other offers. See additional terms at onepeloton.com.
At the Home Depot, we have Black Friday savings all through November. And with that comes a joyful holiday bustle that we just love to hear. Although we also love the sound that comes after the holidays. when people put their new tools to use. In fact, we love it so much. When you buy select Milwaukee M18 kits, you'll get an extra tool for free. So after you're done filling the air with holiday magic, you can fill it with the sounds of doing. The Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Venture X from Capital One is the travel card for people always asking,
where next?
You earn 10x miles on hotels and rental cars, and 5x miles on flights booked through Capital One Travel, and 2x miles on everything else you buy with Venture X. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
It's that latchkey kids mentality.
Yes.
Like they'll figure it out, you know?
Right. So subsequently, now us as parents, we're like, our memo is love your baby, forget anything that happened before your baby. This is now your life. Make sure they never feel any pain. Make sure nobody ever makes fun of that, and she went on and on and on. She's like, that is a shitty fucking memo. And she said,
totally shitty.
Right? And she said, this is what the memo should be. Here's your baby. Love your baby. Let your baby experience everything and just be near. And I was like, so that's what I'm trying to stick to right now, and I'm like, yeah, it's painful. I get to just hold space for him.
Yeah. Like today when he was so needy and he just like wants to hug. And sometimes I'm exhausted and I don't want to hug anybody and I don't want anybody
touched out.
Yeah. I'm like, please just like give me a minute, like too much. And it's like, I have to be like, no, he needs a hug right now. It's okay. And just open myself up. And I think when I had a child, I thought it was going to be a lot easier and it's not.
It's the hardest thing ever.
And I'm so glad you're coming on and saying it.
Yeah, it gets easier. And one thing I'll say for me with Ian that was so helpful was to, when I was touched out or I was exhausted, to say I statements, just like how adults like it, right? We don't want to be like, you're making me exhausted. Rather, mommy, I am so tired and I just need to go lay down, and that really helped. Yeah. Saving face, worrying about what other people think, as I said, and just my own ego. And also I feel like the biggest thing, I don't know, but personalizing, when I can take whatever he's doing, when I don't take it personally, he's having a hard day, he's having a great day. Instead of doing the roller coaster with him, just being like, he's experiencing life just like everyone else is experiencing life. And it's my job to guide him and be here. It's not my job to entertain him or save him or rescue him or, fill his cup. I can be a tool, but I can't be the whole thing.
Yeah.
That I'm the only one that can make him feel,
like you can fix him. You're the only one. And I think that's what I didn't want to bring is that codependency. Like you said, as a married person, also, we're not supposed to take on our partner's emotions, just like our kids. Yes, we had them. They're part of us, but we are not responsible for their happiness or if they're bored. He's allowed to be bored.
Right.
That's the one thing I've been really trying is my kid is allowed to be bored. I don't think kids are bored these days.
I know. They should be bored.
Yes.
That's where the creativity comes from. Yeah. So when Ian says he's bored, I'm like, good. I can't wait to see what happens next.
Exactly.
We do special time in our house. Sometimes it's we do it and then we forget about it because
So what's that? Tell me what's that?
Okay.
I want to do that.
So special time is, it's literally 10 minutes or you can do a little bit more if you want to, but I'd say baseline 10 minutes and you just do, we call it special time and we do whatever he wants to do in those 10 minutes. And the only limit that we put on it is we tell him it can involve a screen once a week, but then the other days it needs, it's imaginative play. Usually he wants to do a pillow fight or he wants to wrestle or he wants to do a Nerf gun. So
is it you and your husband, the three of you do it all together?
No, we do it separately.
Got it.
I'm sure you could do it together, but yeah, so he gets some special time with both of us.
Oh, I love
each
that.
day. Yeah. And it's amazing, especially if you're struggling with feeling like you're being adversarial with each other, you and your son. Like I notice once we have special time and he really feels connected, then it's like, unloading the dishwasher or taking out the recycling or the things that we ask him to do on a daily basis. It's like not even a problem. But if he doesn't feel connected and then we're just barking, orders at him, because I really think we can easily get into a very like managerial relationship with our kids where it's just like, go to sleep, wake up,
brush your teeth,
get in bed, get out of bed, brush your teeth, eat your dinner, stop eating. It's like constant.
Yeah. I mean, we just went through that. We did the whole potty training during quarantine, which was like, do you have to pee? Do you have to poop? Do you have to pee? And then finally we're like, we are driving him crazy. Yeah. By the 4th and 5th day, I was like, this is torture and it shouldn't be this bad. And the moment we like let off that brake,
just let it go.
Dragging, it's been so much better.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Being a parent is tough. Yeah. So what do you think the benefits of you keeping this secret or the harm that you've caused?
I think, I don't know. Well, I'll just go super dark and say, I think sometimes on my hard days, if I would have been really honest with myself, like I just wouldn't have done it. Especially we got dogs and I've never had a dog, and these dogs followed me home from a run last August, and I fucking love these dogs so much. And I've thought so many times it's a good thing for Ian that I did not have dogs first, because I think like they've totally like scratched that itch of like, cause they're little, and it's like, and the one, he even puts his head on my shoulder, and he wants me to hold him like a baby. And it's like, they're never going to get bigger. I can put them in a crate for like hours at a time. They don't cry. They don't have a tantrum. They don't hit me, like all the things that were so hard raising a kid. Like, so on my dark days, I'm like, wow, if I just really would have been honest with myself, I would not be a parent.
Yeah.
Because all the things I didn't think I was going to like and all the things that I was afraid of, it all was true. I wasn't like deluding myself. It wasn't like some crazy mommy secret that was like, just kidding, you're going to love everything about it. It's like, no, everything I thought I was going to hate, I hate. Oh, I still hate it 9 years later.
Oh my God. But get the but. I want to hear the but.
Yes. I was going to say, but it's like, I also see the divine work in it. I also love my kid. He's amazing. So, I definitely wouldn't like go back and erase it. It's like a muscle, so it's like, I've been in the parent gym for 9 years and I'm so much stronger. I'm a better person. I know this about myself. I know that I'm a better person. I know that I'm a better human for having had this experience. I'm a fuller human. So it's perfect and wonderful.
Yes. And I totally 100% agree. Like, I love my son more than I've loved anything in this planet. Mark and I were like, it's this love that you never knew you were capable of. But then it's like this person you love so much can just turn and be a jerk. And you're like, oh my God, what did I do? And every selfish thought you ever wanted is completely gone. And that is what I think the last 2 years I've been really struggling with letting go of, like moments where we look at each other and we're like, we were not thinking, like we were in fantasy, or we just weren't thinking. So you put words that I've been thinking inside my head, and it makes me feel so much better that I'm not alone. Yay. So the last question I really want to ask you is like, how do you move forward in the future when these thoughts come up or these feelings come up? What do you do to manage them?
Well, I will say to anyone who's listening who has younger kids and they feel this way, it's a cliche. I do believe that it gets easier, especially the way we chose to parent was very consciously. It was not the easier, softer way, like he didn't have a timeout. He had time ins. Like I really believe that we did the work and now we are seeing the fruits of our labor. And I'm going to knock on all the wood right now that it's like, I'm not going to turn
She
around.
has a big wooden headboard behind her. She's like really knocking on it.
When he's a teenager and I'm like, Brianna, it's terrible all over again.
You're like, I lied and you have to do it soon.
Cause we did have this sort of parenting, hippie parenting guru in Santa Monica who was like, if you put in the work now, like you're not going to have a kid who's going to put 5 locks on their door when they're a teenager, and they're not going to tell you when they're in trouble or when they're struggling. So when I'm having tough days now, that is the type of thing I think about. I think about like, I have done a ton of work and I continue, and now I'm strong enough that it's like, when I'm sick, I still show up. When I have a headache, I still show up. When I'm pissed at him, I still show up. And also, I think having had enough experience too, I really am a huge believer in that just being his mom is enough.
I love that.
It took me a long time to get there. There's some days that I'm like, today we're going to watch the History Channel all day and we're going to go to Costco and get pizza and bring it home. And that's all we're going to do. And it's like, that's fine because I'm with him and I'm engaging with him. It doesn't have to look like field trips and homeschool and Waldorf. And like, it doesn't have to look like that. Like it's huge to just be their parent and never leave, because I had contemplated leaving when he was 5. I wrote a letter, like I was done. I was done. But I didn't leave. And I think sometimes just not leaving is enough.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's so beautiful. And thank you. I'm almost getting like teary eyed. Like being a parent is enough. And you do want to leave some days and you want to be like, peace out. I am done. But you didn't. And that's where responsible parenting is, and not disconnecting from them. And,
right.
And your message is so clear. And it's also, I know so many people are going to feel the same way and not want to say that.
Right.
So, I just literally. That's fine.
Yeah. I'm happy to say it for other people. I know I used to go to new moms groups and I would share like this and they'd be like just like, what? Aren't we supposed to like say what's going on? I'm not going to come here and be like, I love my baby and everything's great. I'm like, no, I'm terrible. Otherwise I wouldn't have come to this fucking group.
The hard days are hard and we can say they're hard and we want to bail, but this is our journey and our kids are going to trigger us, and I'm willing to stay if you are, right?
Amen.
Okay.
Lift each other up.
Yeah. Amen. Look, we're like raising our hands to the room. Yes. Well, thank you so much for coming on and talking about your journey, because you've saved my life like a couple of times when I was like down and out. So thank you for coming.
You're welcome. Anytime.
If you want to be on the show, I would love to have you. Email me your secret that you've had in the past or present. It's secretlifepodcast@icloud.com. I look forward to hearing from you. Until next time. Bye. Thanks again for listening to the show. Please subscribe, rate, share, or send me a note at secretlifepodcast.com. And if you like to check out my book, head over to secretlifenovel.com or Amazon to pick up a copy for yourself or someone you love. Thanks again. See you soon.
Tired of guessing your glucose levels all the time? How about a better way to manage your diabetes? Introducing the Eversense E3 CGM system, the only 6-month continuous glucose monitoring system. With real-time glucose readings every 5 minutes delivered to your mobile device and exceptional accuracy over 6 months, Eversense E3 gives you readings you can count on.
For important safety information and to learn more about Eversense, visit eversensediabetes.com/safety. Accuracy evaluated in adult populations with 2 calibrations per day or less.
Venture X from Capital One is the travel card for people always asking,
where next?
You earn 10x miles on hotels and rental cars, and 5x miles on flights booked through Capital One Travel, and 2x miles on everything else you buy with Venture X. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.